Welcome to Peden Homestyle Bakery video blog here. My name is Greg Peden, and what I'll be doing here is today I'll be showing you how to make carrot cake cookies. That's a very interesting take on your traditional carrot cake recipe that most of us grew up with and loved for the most part. Now basically what we have here is I have all my ingredients laid out here for all the different parts of my cookies here. First bowl here that I have, this is my first set of ingredients. This is our 2 sticks of unsalted butter, a cup of packed light brown sugar, a cup of granulated sugar, as well as some salt and vanilla extract. Now what we're going to do here for you is we're going to actually take these ingredients and we are going to put this in our blender here. Lock the blender down. We're going to actually cream these. Now, what I'm going to do is cream it on low here. The recipe calls for about 5 minutes, but basically if you reach the stage that could be considered creamy, you can actually take and obviously cut that short. Now, what I always like to do here also is at one point, at the very least at one point here, what you want to do is get your spatula out and you want to scrape down your bowl here. The reason why you want to scrape down your bowl is because you don't want to actually have anything in here that doesn't get mixed. You want to have good consistency with all of your ingredients, so you want to relock that. And keep our cream in here. Now, we haven't gone anywhere near 5 minutes, and you know what? I'd say we're actually pretty well creamed. So, I'm going to take, and what we're going to do is we're going to actually go on to our next step. What our next step is here, I'm going to actually scrape down my bowl here one more time. Everything. There we go. There we go. Now, our next step here is, in this next bowl here, we have 2 eggs. Now, you don't want the eggs beaten at all, but what you do want to do is you do want to take and add them one at a time. So we're going to take and add our first egg here. Okay. Lock the bowl into place. What you want to do here is make sure that for each egg that you put in, make sure it's well blended into the mixture that you have in your bowl here. Now this is one time where you don't necessarily have to scrape down the bowl right away either. So I got my egg good and mixed there, so I'm going to take and add my second egg here. Set the bowl off to the side there. Alright. As you can tell, I actually scrape down my bowl and my paddle probably more often than maybe some people, but to me, I don't really sweat that very often, because the more often you scrape down your bowl, the more likely you are that you're going to get a good mixture and everything. Now basically what we have here for our next bowl basically this consists of 2 cups of all-purpose flour, a teaspoon of baking soda, a teaspoon of baking powder, and 1.5 teaspoons of ground cinnamon. What you want to do is you want to take that and you want to sift it real good, and and basically that's going to be our next step here. And what you want to do is you want to real gradually take and add this. You never want to add it all at once, because I don't know if anybody's ever done that, but if you do that, you got a big chance of everything kind of going poof, have a nice big mess in your kitchen. And believe me, I've done that, and it's not fun to clean up. We're going to take and add about, I always go about half at first. And again, lock it in. Okay. And now that is all good and mixed there. Scrape her down one more time here on the paddle and everything. Add the rest of your ingredients here. Put that off to the side. Alright, now again, make sure it's very, very well mixed, because the last thing you want to do is you don't want to take and actually have like a lot of, you know, unmixed like flour and that kind of thing when you actually take and go to add the rest of your ingredients. Now, don't be surprised if you actually take and have your and don't be surprised if you actually do have to clean your paddle and your bowl very often. Stuff will get on it quite a bit, and you just don't want to. You just want to take and just scrape it off. Now, basically, next step that we're going to want to take and do here, what this requires is for me to take the bowl really off of the mixer here. I'm going to take my paddle off, and I'm going to put this in the washer right here. Alright, pretty much almost done with our mixer here, so I'm going to have to take and put that off to the side there. Now, the next step that we're going to want to take and do here, and if you have any kind of like little bit of light flour on the side, don't be afraid to kind of tap the side of the bowl there like what I just did, and that'll actually take and knock down any kind of loose flour that you might have that's on the side of the bowl. But basically what we're going to do here for our next step is we are actually going to take and add the remaining part of our ingredients here. Now the remaining part of our ingredients are right here, and what this is that this is for the cookie portion, a cup of rolled oats, a cup of sweetened shredded coconut, 1.5 cups carrots, and a cup of raisins. Now you can also take and add in here walnuts, totally your choice there. I don't really take and use walnuts a lot. I got an uncle who's allergic to nuts, and you know, we just get used to not even having nuts in our stuff here. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually take and add all of this in here. And let's see here. This is one of the few things that you want to take and make sure to get everything in. You don't be afraid to put it all in. And because you don't have to take and kind of worry about this splashing at all. And what you're going to want to do here basically is this: you're going to want to take and fold this in. So we're going to take and fold this in here for you. Now you can do this either with a wooden spoon. I'm doing it with a spatula here. Wooden spoons, honestly I think work a little better, so I'm going to actually switch over to a spoon here. Now, this is a wooden spoon that I was using a little earlier here for this exact same recipe, making one a little earlier for you guys to show you. The wooden spoon typically will take and allow you to actually get further down and take and fold a lot more. So that's the reason why I prefer it. Now another thing you can do is you can actually take and give a good washing to your hands and actually just kind of get right in there too and mix it up with your hands too. I'm not too keen on that, but some people don't mind it. Alright, so let's see here. Alright, now we're not done folding that here, but you know what, for the sake of time, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to show you the one that I did earlier that I mentioned a moment ago here. So I'm going to show you this bowl that I got right in here in the refrigerator. When you're done folding everything together here, what you want to do is you want to refrigerate your dough about 30 minutes. And that is right there what it should look like. Now that is some good looking cookie dough to me. And basically what we're going to do here is, I personally, if I don't have a cookie scoop available, I like to actually take and use, I like to use regular spoons. Get right in here, basically take and, I got another example over here, just kind of take and get your pan prepared. What you want to do is you want to take and use either parchment paper or wax paper, and basically take and put your cookies about 1.5 inches apart. And what we're going to do here is we're going to actually take and put this in the oven. You put this in the oven for about, roughly about 12 to 15 minutes. We're going to take and do that here. Alright, we're going to set the timer. There we go. Go with 12 minutes. Start it up there. Give that about 12 minutes to cook. Now after about 12 minutes, what you should have here is this. I did these cookies here a little earlier. And that right there is what the finished product should look like. But the thing is, though, we're not done yet. This is carrot cake. What's carrot cake without the cream cheese frosting? So what we're going to do is we're going to actually take and make the cream cheese frosting next. I'm going to take and put this back over here. Now our final bowl here, this is our cream cheese frosting. Now basically what this consists of is, an 8-ounce container of cream cheese, 1 stick of unsalted butter, a cup of confectioner's sugar, which is also powdered sugar for those of us that don't know, a teaspoon of pure vanilla extract, as well as a teaspoon of salt. So what we're going to do is we're going to take and, now what I recommend, if you're going to do homemade frostings here, what I recommend, use your wire whisk attachment on your blender. It gives you a great consistency on your frosting. Actually, you know what? Let me show you. This is a frosting that I made earlier using my wire whisk. And that right there is what it looks like. So basically, again, that is, you know, your cream cheese, your unsalted butter, your powdered sugar, vanilla, and salt. So basically that's what consists of your cream cheese frosting. So what we're going to do here is we're going to take these cookies that I showed you earlier, and we are going to actually take and put some frosting on them. Now the frosting recipe should come up with about 2 cups worth of frosting. So the recipe itself, which before I forget to mention here, I actually got this recipe from cookingchannel.com. Alright, so I will actually put a link to where I found the recipe actually in the near the comments section. So if you want to get a look at the recipe that it is that we're showing you here today, you can actually take a look at it. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to take these 2 sides of the cookies, we're going to put them together, and the next step, quite simply, is enjoy. Oh, that's a good cookie. Thanks for watching our Pete and Homestyle Bakery blog, and
We'll see you in the kitchen.